Thank you, everyone. It takes such great courage to come forward, and we acknowledge that, and I hope that you see that we are taking that seriously. And so very thankful for what you're doing today. We hear you, and it's time that we, enough is enough. It's time that we take action. And I've had it. Enough is enough. I want to cue up a video that I've been given. And as before it starts, I'm going to describe. This was taken October 30th of 2024. This video is of an MQ-9 drone tracking an orb, or this object, off the coast of Yemen. You'll see that another MQ-9 launched a Hellfire missile. That you cannot see that drone, and so I'm not going to explain it to you. You'll see exactly what it does. This is when it zoomed out, so you can still see it traveling. So, Mr. Knapp, have you heard about events like this occurring? And what information might you have?
I have heard about events like this. I have heard about this event. Jeremy Corbell and I talked about it in one of our episodes a while back. We did not have the video, though. There are servers where there's a whole bank of these kind of videos that Congress has not been allowed to see, that the public hasn't been allowed to see. Occasionally, some of that stuff gets out in the wild, and it comes our way. It should be going to you. The public should be seeing this stuff. And why you're not allowed to, I don't know. But that's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and just bounced right off. And it kept going.
The U.S. Congress revealed a video showing an engagement between a U.S. drone and an unidentified flying object off the coast of Yemen during an official hearing on unidentified aerial phenomena. The footage, previously classified, appears to show the drone pursuing an unidentified object before firing a missile at it. Surprisingly, the missile did not explode upon impact. Instead, it bounced off the object, and the unidentified object continued flying normally after the direct hit. For its part, the U.S. forces initially classified this object as an unidentified space object, before later changing the term to an unidentified flying object. So far, the Pentagon has refused to comment on this video, and there has been no official comment from the Yemeni side about the nature of this object or any other details about the incident. On September 9, 2025, during a House Oversight Subcommittee hearing on unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, Representative Eric Burleson, Republican Missouri, unveiled previously classified footage that immediately captured national and international attention. The video depicted a remarkable military engagement between a U.S. drone and an unidentified object off the coast of Yemen, showcasing an event that challenged conventional understanding of aerospace capabilities and weapon effectiveness. The hearing, titled Restoring Public Trust Through UAP Transparency and Whistleblower Protection, was convened to address growing concerns about the government's transparency regarding UAP encounters and the treatment of personnel who report such incidents. The release of this video occurred within a broader context of increased governmental attention to UAP phenomena. In 2023, the Department of Defense had established a website for declassified UAP information following earlier congressional hearings, and the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, had been actively investigating reports from military personnel. A recent government report revealed that between May 2023 and June 2024, there had been more than 750 new UAP sightings, adding urgency to lawmakers' efforts to understand the phenomenon and its national security implications. The Yemen incident video represents one of the most compelling visual documents to emerge from these governmental investigations, primarily due to its clear depiction of a military engagement with an object demonstrating seemingly impossible characteristics. The disclosure of this footage highlights the ongoing tension between legislative efforts for transparency and executive branch secrecy, particularly within defense and intelligence communities. Lawmakers from both parties expressed frustration at what they characterized as systematic obstruction by Pentagon officials in providing information about UAP encounters. Representative Anna Paulina Luna, Republican Florida, chairwoman of the Task Force on the Declassification of Federal Secrets, accused defense and intelligence agencies of a lack of transparency and suggested there might be a coordinated effort to conceal evidence about UAP encounters. The footage was obtained through whistleblower channels and subjected to independent verification to confirm its authenticity. Technical analysis included examination of metadata, sensor readings, and comparison with known military footage from MQ-9 Reaper drones. Accounts from military personnel with first-hand experience of UAP events were taken under oath, with their credentials and credibility assessed by committee members. Review of official reports, including the Pentagon's November 2024 UAP report, which analyzed 510 incidents, with only 21 meriting further analysis. As noted by AARO officials, some older UAP incidents remain unexplained because they lacked sufficient data from advanced military sensors. Many relevant documents and videos remain classified, limiting the scope of public investigation. An MQ-9 Reaper drone detected and began tracking a fast-moving, glowing orb-shaped object moving in a straight line above the waves. A second MQ-9 Reaper drone, not visible in the footage, launched a Hellfire missile at the object. The missile made apparent contact with the object, but instead of detonating or destroying it, the projectile appeared to bounce off or be deflected by the orb. The unidentified object continued on its original trajectory without any observable change in speed, direction, or apparent damage. The entire event was captured by the first MQ-9 Reaper surveillance systems and preserved for analysis. The AGM-114 Hellfire missile is one of the most advanced air-to-ground precision weapons in the U.S. arsenal. Typically used against armored vehicles, infrastructure, and high-value targets, it travels at supersonic speeds, Mach 1.3, and carries a variety of warheads, including blast fragmentation and shaped charges designed to penetrate armor. As former senior intelligence official Lou Elizondo testified, when a Hellfire makes a hit, a kinetic strike on something solid, there's usually not much left of whatever it is it's hitting. It's very, very destructive. The fact that the object remained intact after such an impact suggests extraordinary structural properties or defensive capabilities. The MQ-9 Reaper drone is a remotely piloted aircraft used for surveillance and offensive operations. It carries advanced sensors, including high-resolution cameras, infrared imaging, and other surveillance equipment capable of tracking objects at considerable distances. The reliability of these systems lends credibility to the footage, though optical illusions remain a possibility in some cases of perceived high-speed movement. Described as a glowing orb or spherical object with no visible flight surfaces, propulsion systems, or conventional aircraft design features. Maintained a straight-line trajectory at consistent speed before and after missile impact, suggesting exceptional stability and potential resistance to kinetic energy transfer. Withstood impact from a weapon capable of destroying armored vehicles without apparent damage, indicating either unprecedented material strength or potentially advanced energy dissipation technology. Continued normal flight after being struck, with no evidence of evasion maneuvers, changes in velocity, or defensive responses. The incident occurred against the backdrop of ongoing military operations off the coast of Yemen, where U.S. Navy ships and aircraft have been protecting commercial shipping lanes from attacks by Houthi militants. Since 2023, the Houthi forces have repeatedly launched missiles and drones at commercial vessels and U.S. military assets in the region, prompting regular countermeasures from U.S. forces. This context is crucial for understanding why U.S. drones were operating in the area, and potentially why military personnel might have perceived the unidentified object as a threat worthy of engagement. The most striking aspect of the Yemen incident is the apparent invulnerability of the object to a high-velocity kinetic impact. The Hellfire missile's failure to damage the object suggests several possible physical properties. The object may be constructed from materials with unprecedented strength-to-weight ratios, potentially beyond currently known metamaterials or composite structures. The object might possess means to dissipate or redirect kinetic energy through mechanisms not yet understood by conventional physics. Some theorists have proposed advanced electromagnetic or plasma-based defenses that could deflect incoming projectiles, though no such technology is publicly known to exist. More speculative explanations suggest manipulations of space-time or dimensional transitions that could explain the missile's apparent lack of effect. The characteristics observed in the Yemen incident bear similarities to previously reported UAP encounters. The response from official agencies to the Yemen incident and broader UAP phenomena has been characterized by minimal disclosure and limited cooperation with congressional investigations. Defense Department officials repeatedly declined to comment on the incident, with spokespersons providing only no-comment responses or stating they had nothing to provide when asked to authenticate the video and circumstances. The Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office maintains that it has no verifiable evidence from anecdotal reports of extraterrestrial activity or technology and uses a rigorous scientific framework and data-driven approach to investigate UAP sightings. Lawmakers from both parties expressed significant frustration with executive branch agencies. Representative Jared Moskowitz, Democrat Florida, stated bluntly, "I do know when we're being lied to, and we are definitely being lied to, there's just no doubt about that." The hearing featured compelling testimony from military veterans who reported experiencing professional retaliation after reporting UAP encounters. A former geospatial intelligence specialist at Langley Air Force Base described how he faced workplace retaliation, manipulation of his security clearance, and effective blacklisting from federal employment after reporting a triangular craft incident in 2012. Borland stated that AARO interviewed him in 2023 about his incident but dismissed his claims, despite what he considered compelling evidence. Multiple witnesses described a pattern of discouragement and intimidation surrounding UAP reporting, creating a culture where personnel hesitate to come forward with sightings. These testimonies suggest systematic efforts within defense and intelligence communities to suppress information about UAP encounters, regardless of the phenomena's origin or nature. News organizations worldwide reported on the hearing and the video, with varying levels of skepticism and credulity. Commentators like Lou Elizondo emphasized the national security implications, noting that the incident demonstrated technology that is making our premier missile system completely useless. Social media and public forums displayed a mix of alarm, curiosity, and skepticism, with calls for greater transparency becoming increasingly prominent. The Yemen incident raises profound questions about national security preparedness and technological superiority. If unidentified objects can penetrate protected airspace with impunity and resist standard military engagement protocols, current air defense systems may be fundamentally inadequate. The potential existence of aerospace technology demonstrating capabilities beyond known physics suggests either adversarial technological breakthroughs or phenomena that require completely new approaches to understanding and engagement. Military personnel lack clear rules of engagement for UAP encounters, creating potential risks for escalation or inadequate responses to genuine threats. Establishment of independent oversight mechanisms to ensure appropriate disclosure of UAP information without compromising genuine national security secrets. Creation of jointly funded civilian-military research initiatives to study advanced aerospace technologies and potentially reverse engineer captured capabilities. Implementation of stronger protections for military and intelligence personnel who report UAP encounters, including safeguards against retaliation and streamlined reporting channels. Development of diplomatic channels for sharing UAP information with allies, and establishing protocols for joint responses to incidents involving multiple nations. Revision of outdated classification policies that prevent appropriate disclosure of UAP information to congressional oversight committees and the public. Investigation of materials capable of withstanding extreme kinetic and energy impacts could yield insights into the object's apparent invulnerability. Research into unconventional propulsion methods that could explain the observed flight characteristics of UAPs across multiple incidents. Development of enhanced detection and tracking systems, specifically designed to gather more comprehensive data on UAP encounters. Study of how UAPs might interact with human perception and electronic systems to better understand their full capabilities and potential vulnerabilities.